Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you know there's a lot of chatter about potential moves, especially in the defensive trenches, where teams are always looking to upgrade and find that missing piece to push them over the top. And one story that's gaining traction, particularly for Lions fans who are eager to see their team take another leap forward, involves none other than the Pittsburgh Steelers and their star defensive tackle, Cameron Heyward. That's right, Heyward, a 7-time Pro Bowler and 4-time first-team All-Pro, could very well be on the move. And if that happens, the Lions might be at the front of the line, ready to capitalize on an opportunity that could dramatically alter their defensive front for the better. So what's the backstory here? Well, as the Steelers gear up for the upcoming NFL season, they're facing a bit of a distraction that could turn into a golden opportunity for other teams. Heyward, a veteran stalwart on Pittsburgh's defensive line, is currently in a hold-in at training camp, which is essentially a form of protest. He's not holding out outright, but he's not practicing fully either. This is a clear sign that contract negotiations are hitting a snag. You see, Heyward is looking for a deal that truly reflects his production, his importance to the team, and his proven ability to be a game-changer. And honestly, given the market for defensive tackles these days, he's got a pretty strong case. Let's dig into the details a little bit. Heyward, who's been with the Steelers his entire NFL career, is scheduled to make around $75 million this season. Now on paper, that's a hefty amount, but in the NFL's evolving market, especially for elite defensive tackles, it's actually on the lower end. Last year alone, Heyward put up 71 total tackles and registered 8 sacks, which is pretty impressive for a player who is now in his mid-30s. His production remains high, and he continues to be a dominant presence on the field. Despite that, he's ranked as the 36th highest-paid defensive lineman overall, and the 18th highest-paid defensive tackle. That's not necessarily reflective of his impact, especially when you compare him to some younger, less accomplished players earning more. This disconnect has led to tension in negotiations, and it's not out of the realm of possibility that things could escalate. While Heyward may not formally ask for a trade, after all, he has been a loyal Steelers player his whole career. The reality is that if the talks continue to stall, Pittsburgh may have to consider other options. The team might gauge the trade market, and with Heyward still performing at a high level, there will be multiple teams interested in acquiring him. It's a classic scenario in the NFL where a player's contract situation could open the door for a big move, and the Lions, always looking to improve their roster, could be prime candidates. Now, let's talk about why Detroit would be a perfect fit for Heyward. First off, the Lions are already building a formidable defense, especially in the trenches. Aiden Hutchinson has been a rising star, but adding a veteran like Heyward would bring a new level of toughness, experience, and leadership. Heyward's presence would not only bolster the run defense, but also provide a pass-rushing threat that opposing offenses would have to account for on every snap. Imagine the possibilities. Heyward lining up alongside Hutchinson, both commanding double teams, freeing up others to make plays, and making life miserable for quarterbacks. Opposing offenses wouldn't be able to double-team anyone as easily, which would open up lanes for Detroit's linebackers and secondary to make plays. And let's not forget the bigger picture here. The Lions are in a win-now mode, and they've been making aggressive moves to get back into serious playoff contention. They've invested heavily in their roster, and the addition of a player like Heyward could be that missing piece, someone who can bring legitimacy and a winning mentality to a defense that's been trending upward but still needs that extra push. Detroit's front office has shown a willingness to go all in, and acquiring Heyward could be viewed as a bold statement. Hey, we mean business, and we're here to contend for a Lombardi trophy. Of course, there are hurdles. The Steelers may not be eager to move Heyward, especially since he's still a productive player and a leader in their locker room. they might be hesitant to part with him because of his veteran presence and the stability he provides. But if the negotiations break down and Pittsburgh perceives that keeping him isn't in their best interest, a trade could become inevitable. And that's where Detroit comes into play. With their cap space, their draft assets, and their willingness to make bold moves, the Lions could step in and make a compelling offer. Whether it's draft picks, a player swap, or a combination of both, Detroit could leverage this situation to strengthen their defensive line significantly. Looking at the bigger NFL landscape, it's interesting to note that Heyward's market value has been rising. Teams are always on the lookout for interior pass rushers and run stoppers who can impact the game from scrimmage. Heyward's age, which might seem like a concern at first glance, actually doesn't seem to have slowed him down much. His recent seasons have been some of his best, and he's still one of the most disruptive forces inside. The NFL's top 100 list, which ranks the league's best players, constantly reflects how valuable he remains. So if a team like Detroit, who's hungry for a championship, were to acquire him, it could be a game-changer not just for this season but for years to come. Now, what kind of impact would Heyward have on the Lions' defense? Well, for starters, his experience and leadership would be invaluable. He's been through the grind, played in big games, and knows what it takes to win at the highest level. His presence would elevate the entire front seven, making it more difficult for opponents to run the ball effectively or protect the quarterback. The Lions have been building a defense that's aggressive and versatile, but adding a player of Heyward's caliber would take that to another level. Opposing offenses would think twice before double-teaming Hutchinson or trying to neutralize Detroit's pass rush, because Heyward's ability to collapse the pocket from the inside is exceptional. And don't forget, Detroit's coaching staff is always looking for players who can make an immediate impact. Heyward's style of play fits perfectly with the Lions' aggressive approach. His ability to set the tone in the trenches aligns with their philosophy of dominating at the line of scrimmage. Plus, his leadership qualities would help develop younger players and instill a culture of toughness and accountability that the Lions are eager to reinforce. So, wrapping this all up, folks, the potential trade of Cameron Heyward from the Steelers to the Lions isn't just some rumor or offhand speculation. It's a real possibility that could reshape the NFC North and give Detroit a serious edge in their quest for a Super Bowl. The Lions have shown they're willing to make bold moves, and this situation offers a unique opportunity. If they can land Heyward, it would send a clear message to the rest of the league. Detroit isn't just here to compete, they're here to win it all. It's a story that's developing day by day, and we'll be watching closely to see if this blockbuster move comes to fruition. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. In conclusion, Lions fans, this potential move is a testament to how serious Detroit is about contending right now. They're not just thinking about the future, they're actively trying to win now. Bringing in a player of Heyward's caliber could be the final piece that pushes this team over the edge. It's a thrilling time to be a Lions supporter, and the possibilities are endless. Keep your eyes peeled because if this deal happens, it's going to be a game changer, not just for Detroit but for the entire NFL landscape. The NFC North could be in for a shakeup, and the Lions could position themselves as true contenders for years to come. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news.